And welcome back to the Games. You know how I do it. Two birds, one stone. Right now I'm live streaming, but this is also going up on my YouTube channel. Here's the family right now. This is an interesting thing I like to look at called the CitizenCon Hypometer. Everybody's looking forward to CitizenCon. What is it? Well, it's when a group of amazingly awesome nerds get together talking about one of their favorite video games that is in development of all time. We're talking about Star Citizen right now. And CitizenCon is happens once a year. This is the year 2949, and we're looking forward to a lot this year. We're looking forward to so much this year. Now in June, before Star Citizen Leaks reported anything about a new system and a Carrack and shit like that, a friend of mine in the community named Captain Zaps, we thought about it when we looked at the invitation, and we just had a hunch. We said to ourselves, before any of the leaks came out, we said, hey, do you feel like they're going to focus on exploration? And the answer we both had was yes. And we thought to ourselves, okay, well, if it's exploration, then possibly we're going to see some Carrack action. Possibly we're going to see at least some type of jump point mechanics where you're going to another system. Exciting. You're adventuring, you're exploring things that people want in the game. A lot of people looking forward to exploration. But I saw this and I started laughing because there's so many people looking forward to it. There's so much content this week out there about what's going to happen and blah, 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 that I just decided to black myself out. I said, enough. I'm going to black out the channel in terms of what I think is going to happen because I already said it. I've been saying it since early summer. I've been talking about it till I'm blue in the face. You haven't been following the channel, then you haven't been in on everything we've been talking about. How dare you guys get hip to what's going on? Get hip to the games. Get on here and start talking with the community, for God's sake. Anyway, these are the things on the green end of the spectrum that would be the safe fallback things for Cloud Imperium to do. Like if these leaks that we've been hearing aren't really manifested for this Saturday CitizenCon. By the way, I'm going to be there. I blocked off that day for you guys, so I'm going to be there. We're doing it all day. We're streaming CitizenCon, just you and I, guys. I'm really happy I'm going to be here with the fam, and we're going to be doing that. But these are the things in the green that are like the fallback things. I really like this. Like whoever did this is really, it's funny, but it's so true. Is you got Microtech fully unveiled, okay? So like a lot of us wouldn't be that surprised, but a lot of us would say, oh, cool, somewhere new. It would be in the same system, so some of us would be let down and disappointed for the fact that it didn't really show us any new system, but you'd at least have Microtech and they'd be like, here it is, look at this, it's wonderful. Then you've got the new UI showcase, and everybody's been screaming about the UI. Everybody wants new kind of graphics in terms of the UI. We all kind of want it more ease of use. We all want a better display for us to work around the current UI, which is a little bit sloppy. Like it's a little bit sloppy right now. It could be improved upon, but not anything amazing. Like if they just bring out that's going to be absolutely horrible. Of course, they're going to have multiple things they're going to bring out. We already know they're going to bring out like prison-based mechanics, and I really think that they are going to bring out like a new system, or at least show us, here's how you're going to do it. I hope it's not like a sandworm type-esque showcase if they do that. So then we got new mission demoing. I'd be like really upset. I'd be really upset if it was just like that. I'm not a huge mission guy anyway. I'm not a huge like grinding PvE mission guy. So like if it was just like something like that, I'd be like, Carrack shown playable in the PU. Now that's pretty big. Now I would like that. That should slide over a little bit. I think the Carrack is something that all of us have been wanting for a long time. When I think Carrack, I think about the millions of memes of the Carrack and all the cries for people wanting the Carrack. It's probably one of the most sought after ships, just for the fact that people have fallen into the cycle of seeing other people wanting it as well. That's pretty much like everybody wants a Carrack, and those people that wonder what it is and then say, oh, this is the Carrack, then they want the Carrack as well because everybody wants the Carrack. Second appearance of Gas Cloud Tech. Be awesome. That'd be kind of cool to see a little bit more in terms of the cloud tech. I think we're going to see that. I think at the Star Citizen Live last week, everybody knows they zoomed in on like a portion of one of the developer's screen, which, by the way, I don't know. It almost seems intentional that they're doing this type of stuff, because it seems to me like, Jared and two of the developers were sitting next to him in a glass conference room. And then on the other side of the glass, you have all these developers working on the game. You would almost think that that's something that they would think about when they're filming. And I think that it's completely intentional. Like I completely think that them showing us that was an intentional thing. That's just my thing. Marketing is intentional. I think the family here, I think we all agree that like how they're doing this is intentional. I think they better be very damn careful too, because if it's just cloud tech, even if it was like weather, like you go all the way over to the right and you see complex weather systems on planets, and I'm jumping a little bit ahead, but if you see that and they give us just that with complex weather systems, I would be happy, because I think that would be awesome. Like raindrops on the cockpit window, stuff like that, like effects from actual rain, frost, snow, random type things that happen on planets and moons that are weather effects. I think that would be wonderful, and that would be a big thing. But I think so many people are focused on a new system right now that if they do not deliver a new system, you will see a lot of people get upset. And like Buzz says, they already learned that lesson in the past about the sandworm thing, and it can't be accidental. As far as the promotions, because that's what Buzz says. And as far as the news and how they release things secretly, as well as marketing and promotional, I think Buzz is talking about, as well as like how they look at the details and how those things slip past accidentally, and it's not accidental. I think all of us know it's an intentional type thing. So as far as the weather systems are concerned, if they do have complex weather systems and that was all they have, I don't know. I'd be slightly upset, but I wouldn't be like completely bummed out, because I think that's a pretty big thing. For me, I was talking about weather systems in 2015, and people were like, "Oh, I don't think we're going to get anything like that." And then it got confirmed. And it's something that I think would be really cool. Plus, we need orbiting mechanics, which they're going to be working on. And in fact, I think a little work's being done on actual orbiting, moons orbiting, planets orbiting around the sun, moon is orbiting around planets. We need that as well. And hopefully that has some type of correspondence with weather as well. Like, I'd like these things to actually be interconnected, the orbits of the planets. Like I'd like there to be like kind of like seasonal things on planets. I know I'm asking for a lot, but these are things that I really want. I want to see the planets move around the sun the way that it should. I want to see the moons move around the planets the way that they should. That's like, I want to see actual effects be improved upon when you're entering, and I want the flight mechanics in the atmosphere better. I want better atmospheric effects as well. So these are all things, that I think are in the same vein as like weather systems. I think weather should affect your flight. And I really think that we need more of this in the game, but I don't think it would be a home run. Like, if that's all they do, if it's just the weather, I don't think that would be a home run. And you're going to need to see like new system. I really think that it's gotten to the point where everybody's looking forward to like exploration mechanics. They want a new system. And if the carrots there or not, I think that's secondary. I think the new system is really, really the most important thing. So Squadron 42 trailer, okay, that's in the middle. This is just me personally, my own opinion. I'm not really so into the Squadron 42 as I'm into the PU. I know that they're interconnected, but like, I'm much more of an MMO kind of guy where I want the PU to be like this limitless experience, and Squadron 42 is great. It only so much as that it's going to be a fun, entertaining thing for me to play solo mode. And just choose storylines like a choose your own adventure book type of things. So this is something that like Squadron 42 is on the back burner for me compared to the PU. So I would much rather have focus on the PU than Squadron 42. A lot of people saying that Squadron 42 sales are directly related to whether the PU is a success or not, whether Star Citizen is a success or not. I'm not quite sure that's true. You have a game that's really focused in a niche market that's for a PC gamer. This isn't going on other platforms, so you're negating platform sales. This is just like towards us hardcore PC gamers. And even at the best case scenario, Squadron 42 sales, you're not going to get anywhere near what you're seeing out of like a GTA 5 in sales or a Death Stranding or these types of games that are on all platforms, because Squadron 42 has already limited itself to like a niche PC gamer market, which continues to grow. Like I understand that like more people are switching to PC than ever, but I don't think Squadron 42 is going to be like the saving grace to keep moving forward. It's ship sales. Ship sales have always been the bread and butter. Ship sales have always been the bread and butter of the revenue behind Cloud Imperium, and it will always continue to be the bread and butter. And I don't think Squadron 42 is as big as everybody's putting it up to be, to like, oh, if Squadron 42 fails, then the whole thing fails. I think that's like a false statement. I don't believe in that. Wind, rain, simple weather showcase. So there we go. We could talk about weather again. Orion landing zone shown between being explored in a closed game environment. Now we're getting towards the nitty gritty. Now we're getting towards the actual like meat and potatoes of what everybody's looking forward to, is like a new kind of system, a new system to explore. Yeah, I think it's a Resun. I think Gray's right. I don't think it's Orion. I think it is a Resun. Yeah, Gray, good catch on that. So we might have a spelling error. I'll have to go double check that when I get the time. But like basically what they're talking about on this chart is they're saying like, okay, we're going to be showcasing new system. Then we got surprise capital ship shown off in a closed game environment. Okay. I think I don't know. Like I love ships. I love ship design. I love all these new alien ships coming. The Banu, I like the design of it. I was looking at that. I mean, I've been talking about that for a long time. Just like alien ships in themselves, they're doing such a good job. We did the Inside Star Citizen review last week where we talked about the Prowler, and I'm pretty much down for alien tech. I'm loving the looks. I'm loving the looks of it. I just love the way that they're designing the looks. The Prowler was like possibly one of my favorite designs in the interior. You got a race that looked like birds. The inside of the Prowler looks like it was a nest of some sorts. And I think that they're doing a hell of a job. I really do, in terms of the ship design when it comes to the aliens. So kudos to the ship design team. But I don't think that's going to make me like so excited. There's not a lot of hype for me in regards to that. Like ships to me, as much as I love the ships, are a dime a dozen. Ships to me are a tool in order for people to buy these things so the game progresses to the point where we need it to get to. Ships are a necessary evil. These ship sales will continue to go. We're going to look at whether we think that the ship rentals in game that have essentially made getting ships for free will affect the pricing of real life revenues coming in from ship sales. That's an interesting metric I'll be tracking the next few months to see if in fact sales are going down because now these ships are available in game. I think that's interesting to me. But anyway, like as excited as I do get about ships and the designs of ships, I think that's kind of secondary for me. And if that's all that it was as a capital ship, I'd just be like, where's my new star system? Next one, new star system shown off and not playable on stage. I think that's a possibility. I think that's a pretty big possibility that there's a new star system shown off, but it's not playable on stage. I think what we'll see is a lot of like, jump point based mechanics. Like they'll give us like a short cinematic or hopefully it's not a cinematic. Maybe it will be a cinematic, but maybe they'll mix it in with some gameplay. Like I want to see it in game. I'd rather see it in game than I'd see a cinematic. Like personally, I'd rather see the gameplay and what they have to show us in terms of like how you're jumping from one system to another. If in fact we're going to have what they showed us way, way, way back in 2015, when you're flying through like this warp tunnel and you're dodging the gravity effects of the tunnel, is that still going to happen? Or is it just going to be like, I personally think it'll be an easy peasy A to B jump. I think they'll get rid of that idea of where you're flying through and, there's a lot of early footage, especially on my channel here, where it shows, I believe, a Carrack jumping through, and this is the early design Carrack jumping through a wormhole or jump point that's a smaller one, and they're kind of like flying around the effects. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they'll just cut that out and make it A to B. But I do think that is a very good possibility that we'll see a new star system shown off, but not playable yet. Complex weather systems we talked about. I'm excited to see that. Yeah, the 2015 PAX South video. Yes, Bucha, that's the one I'm talking about. No more PU wipes, dude. That's gonna happen forever. I don't know. I don't like if they announce that there's no more PU wipes. That's not just. I don't think that's possible. I don't really think that's possible. They don't have the ability to do that. Like the way that they're designing and developing the game right now, I don't think that's going to be a possibility at all. If they do, it'll surprise the shit out of me, and I'll be very interested in hearing their explanation on how that is possible, because the way they're developing the game, that's just not a reality. That's just not a reality. What I would like is some persistence in the money. And we talked about that in wallet-to-wallet transactions. What I really would like is them to actually find a way which they can offload your credit amount after, or during the wipe, and then load it back in on the new patch. That would be cool. Some type of persistence with your credits would be cool. And I think that would actually, the persistence in the credits would keep people around. Like, I know my personal gripe is, earning the credits that you do, and they all get wiped out every patch, and you start back at ground zero with your 5,000 credits, gets a little old after a while. And that's not helping gameplay. That's not helping retention rates. That's not helping people coming back to the game. So if they could have some type of persistence in terms of like the currency, the money, the credits, I think that would be do wonders for the game. But I don't see any future where they're getting rid of PU wipes, because that's just not how the game works or the development works. And then SSOCS will be ready for 3.8. That's ridiculous. That is a long shot. You're betting on the worst horse right there if that's what you're looking forward to. SSOCS or SOCS now, they're getting rid of the side. They're just calling it server object container streaming now. They're not calling it server side object container streaming. This is something that's going to be taking them the longest amount of time to create. Server meshing is their biggest obstacle right now. We all want a limitless experience. And I'll talk about this later in another story, in an article from The Intelligencer, where Chris is talking about, the fact that this is a great time in gaming history and how he's pushing boundaries. But the tools right now are like comparable to being in the 1920s for photographers and people that are interested in making movies. How the tools right now that we have are comparable to the cameras and the technology that was available to people in the 1920s, and how it's going to move forward. So I'll talk about that because that's another story. But I just wanted to share this with you guys. I hope you appreciate it. Great comments. Great to see you guys so lively in the chat here during our Twitch stream. I hope everybody on YouTube that's watching enjoyed